Rob Pattinson is currently starring as Edward Cullen in Twilight. Twilight will be in theaters November 21st, and hopefully all of you will get a chance to get out there and see it. So, without further ado, here it is, the Robert Pattinson interview.
Hi, Rob.
Hey.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
That's right.
My question for you is, how has going from a normal teenager in England to a 20-something heartthrob in the U.S. changed you?
I hope it hasn't really changed me at all. I mean, I don't feel like it has. I mean, I don't feel any different to how I did before. I mean, I guess my friends would have to judge me, but I don't feel any different.
Well, that's good. How do you keep yourself grounded?
I guess I had a lot of. I'm kind of a sort of hypercritical person. Yeah, I mean, I guess I have a lot of ambition, which I didn't realize I had when I was younger, and so everything that happens to me sort of pales in comparison to the extent of my ambition.
Well, that's great.
Hi, Rob. I'm Linda. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Are you totally exhausted from doing all the publicity?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, a lot of our visitors want to know about your music. And so I was wondering if you could talk about sort of your musical influences, you know, who some of your favorite bands are and how you like to discover new music.
I guess I like a lot of old blues, and I really love Van Morrison. I was sort of obsessed with Van Morrison for years, and a guy called Terry Reid, a 70s singer. And how do I discover new music? I don't know. I very rarely discover new music. I mean, I just kind of just by fluke. A lot of my friends are really good musicians, so I listen to their stuff quite a lot. But I generally find someone who I like and just stick with it.
Hi, actually this is Lori Joffs. Laura had to be somewhere else right now, but I am from the Twilight Lexicon. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
The question that we have is about the stunt work in the film, because from all of the promotions that we've seen, there seems to be massive extent of stunt work, and we were wondering if you could share with us what your favorite stunt or the most difficult stunt that you got to do for the film that you did personally.
Yeah, all the stunt stuff. What was my favorite stuff? There was one part in the ballet scene where, which was actually my idea, which I liked, which was, there's a point where me and James kind of have this mid-air collision. I don't know if it's been shown in any of the clips yet, but I like there was a shot in Alexander, the Oliver Stone film, where the elephant rears up against the horse rearing up, and I kind of wanted. I like the idea of that being a shot with Edward and James. And so that was a kind of complicated setup. That was probably the most fun. I mean, very few of the really, because I mean, so many of the stunts were actually really dangerous, and so they didn't let me do anything. But that was probably the coolest. And the hardest one was just doing the running thing, because it was just so extraordinarily painful the entire time. And it was very, very, very difficult to make it look real. Because I'm not the most coordinated of people.
Why was it painful?
You're just balancing your entire weight on two straps, like in your crotch, and also being pulled along at 35 miles an hour, and also just pretending to run as well, which just makes it chafe against everything. So it was just really, really unpleasant. And to make it look real as well, you have to go into the most painful position. Like if you try and do anything to ease the pain, it just starts to make it look really fake. So it wasn't that great.
So far, everything looks really cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Assuming that there's going to be more Twilight films, do you think that the series can do for you what Harry Potter did for Dan Radcliffe?
How do you mean? Like, to go to the same level of fame or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, people are really like obsessed with the books in the same way that people are obsessed with Harry Potter. Well, it's actually a different. Well, from what I've seen, it's a different kind of. Obsession. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to really handle that anyway. But I think there's definitely a possibility, just depending on how well it does, I guess.
Yeah, the fans are pretty crazy. Are the Twilight fans crazier than the Harry Potter fans?
I don't know. I mean, because I didn't do too many promotional things for Harry Potter. I mean, I did quite a lot of like press junkets and stuff, but not actual kind of confrontations with the fans as I've done on this. I've done quite a few on this, so I never really saw the extent of it apart from the premieres, which I was kind of expecting. But with this, I'm never expecting anything. They just screen they can screen the trailer and people go nuts. So it's a new experience for me.
Hi. I'm Kirsten with Twilight Moms.
Hey.
My question is, what, if any, characteristics do you share with Edward?
I mean, not that many, but I'd like to think I was quite humble, and I think he is. And there's also another thing I was sort of thinking about recently, the kind of like singularity of his affections and stuff. I mean, and how seriously he takes his emotions. I mean, he's really not frivolous. If he doesn't really feel something 100%. He doesn't bother trying to pretend to anyone that he does, which I guess I'm just kind of similar to him in that respect.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Shauna.
Hey.
And my question for you is, in a recent interview, you mentioned that you wanted to be a writer. Is that something that you'd still like to do in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think a lot of actors want to be writers, but it's because you have so little control over your the way you play parts and the parts you're allowed to play. And so it helps if you write too. I mean, I wanted to be a writer before I was doing acting or music or anything. But yeah, I mean, it would definitely interest me in doing something again.
Thank you.
That's right.
Hi, this is Valerie from Twilight Team.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm alright, thanks.
We wanted to know, what was your craziest fan encounter on and off set so far?
On set, I guess the weirdest thing, on set somebody gave me their baby. Like, it got delivered to me to have a photo taken with it. I guess that was one of the weirdest things. And off set, I think probably like just Comic-Con when I went there, when there was just so many people just screaming. I mean, that was pretty intense.